Welcome to Real Estate Talk, where we're tackling your questions about real estate. But instead of tackling a question this week, Courtney, we're just going to go through 10 steps to buy a house. Okay.
I love this topic because we'll really simplify the entire process. And Joe, I want you to kick us off and we'll do this rapid fire style. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds great.
What's the first step?
Okay. Step one, determine how much you can afford. So this is just about how much money you're going to put down. And Courtney, I love that there are just so many different tools out there for this. Home affordability calculators being top of mind for me, but also mortgage calculators can help you estimate what your monthly payment's going to be. You also need to save money for closing costs. That's about 2 to 5% of the home's purchase price. And we'll link some of those calculators I mentioned before in the notes of the show.
Absolutely. Step two, decide what kind of mortgage you need and which one is best for you. Now, check this out, guys. You don't have to go at this alone. This is why you need to find a lending partner that's going to be able to explore different loan products that will fit your specific needs. So whether it's a conventional loan or a conforming loan that's backed by the government called Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, maybe it's a jumbo loan, which is also called a non-conforming loan. There's FHA, there's VA, there's USDA loans with 0% down. And of course, there might be some first-time homebuyer programs or down payment assistance programs. And we've talked about this in a past video, but check locally, your county, your city, because there might be some additional assistance and guidance for you to determine which type of loan you need.
Okay, let's stick with the mortgage and lending part of this. And this is getting a mortgage pre-approval. And that helps tell you how much you can borrow. And it also shows sellers that you're a serious buyer. That's not the same thing as a pre-qualification. You might hear a little bit about the differences between the two, but the main one is that the pre-approval just goes a little bit deeper. So it could pull your credit. It really gets that full 360 snapshot of what you're able to versus a qualification is just sort of a simple survey of some of those surface level questions. You want to go with the pre-approval, not the pre-qualification.
100%. Step number 4, my favorite. Find a fantastic real estate agent and start touring homes. Joe, you know, we have some of the best agents in the game. Your agent's going to understand the local housing market. They're going to be your advocate. They're going to not only help you locate homes that fit your criteria, but they're also going to make some additional recommendations for additional areas or types of homes that is going to meet your needs. Ask your agents questions about the homes. Would they buy it? Are there visible red flags? Why is the home being sold? Really engage with that real estate agent as your partner because it's going to be key to the next step. What you got, Joe?
And that's make an offer. So it's putting pen to paper and actually just discussing that offer strategy with your agent. So this is a little bit of that carryover in terms of what the agent can bring you in the previous step. And decide on the price, the contingencies, which are sort of the hurdles you have to clear after you get an offer accepted, and also the earnest money deposit. So, but yeah, just simplify it, put pen to paper, write an offer on the property.
Let's do it. And step number 6, you guys, is apply for a mortgage loan. Now, let's be clear. You did apply for the pre-approval, okay? This goes one layer deeper. So if your offer is accepted, great. Now you need to apply. You can choose the lender that gave you the pre-approval, or you can shop around. Once you submit all of the necessary paperwork to that lender, it'll go to an underwriter. The underwriting process can take anywhere from 2 to 45 days. The underwriter will thoroughly review your finances, the appraisal, all of the details, and pack your patience on this step, guys, because they're going to ask you for a lot of documents. And sometimes it may be it feels like repeated requests for repeated documents over and over. That's normal. Partner with your agent so that we can get that loan approved. What's step number 7, Joe?
Step 7 is get home insurance. And most lenders require you to get home insurance when you apply for the loan itself. But depending on where you live, you might also need to get flood or fire insurance. So it's a really important step in the process of making sure that the home's insured. This was maybe even a little bit easier 5 years ago than it is today too. So it's something that you want to start earlier in the process to make sure that you can secure that home insurance.
Definitely. And step number 8 is get a home inspection and also complete an appraisal. Now, I Joe, in our prep time, I was kind of torn with, okay, should this be step 7 or step 8? But nonetheless, you got to do this early. You'll want to have or connect with your agent to get some good inspector referrals. The home inspection identifies any existing structural, electrical, plumbing issues in the home. It's important that you use a certified home inspector. They're going to write up a detailed report with all of their results. Make sure you review it carefully with your agent. Here's the key here. Know that inspectors are evaluating a home as if it's being built today, okay? So some things may have been grandfathered because of past building codes when the house was built, and those codes have obviously changed. So you get to decide what you're comfortable with, and you've got to have clear expectations and communication with your agent before you make an offer. So you have kind of a plan A, B, and C, depending on what that comes back on that home inspection. And then in terms of the appraisal, your lender is going to order the appraisal for you. It's an official opinion of value of the home, and the appraisers are licensed. It's often required by lenders to make sure that they're not lending you more than the home is worth.
Okay, Courtney, so you just talked about two different things, the inspection and the appraisal. Step 9 is about the possible negotiation that happens in response to those things. So, for example, the home inspection comes back with issues. That's inevitable, I think, as you mentioned too, Courtney.
Yep.
That some stuff's going to be on there. We like to think about like above normal wear and tear type issues. You can ask the seller to address some of those. You can ask the seller to maybe give you a credit towards fixing some of those things yourself. And also, if the appraisal is lower than you expected, you might want to renegotiate with the seller on the price. You could ask the seller to complete different repairs, maybe reduce the price, or like I said, maybe provide a credit towards either one of those things.
Yeah, people have options, right, Joe?
Yep.
Last and final step is to close on the home. You're going to receive a closing disclosure and all of the closing documents for review at least 3 days before closing. It details how much you'll need to bring to the table, your monthly mortgage payments, and the loan terms. Make sure you carefully review it. I know a lot of buyers have questions about these documents. You'll likely do a final walkthrough of the home with your agent just to make sure everything is still there and in the same condition that you made the offer in. And on the actual closing date, it's really important to bring your ID, bring proof of funds for your closing costs. Typically, that's just going to be making sure that you send your wire to the title company, and they will walk you through all of the documents and they'll sign right there with you. After all of the money is exchanged, the title is now in your name. A title company or real estate attorney will close the transaction, and you'll typically get the keys once all of the money has exchanged hands, unless you're giving the seller a little bit more time to move out after closing. Then there might be some other details that you want to talk to your agent about. Joe, those are the 10 steps. Are we missing anything else? Anything else come to mind for you before we close it out?
I don't think so. That's a pretty thorough and quick list, but yeah, I think we touched it all.
Yeah, the key is, guys, it is making sure that you have the right partners, talking through these steps with your agent, with your lending partners. We'll be back with another episode with tips to help you navigate this world of real estate. Let us know in the comments what questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos. And be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We've got so much more coming for you to help you navigate real estate every step of the way. Thanks so much for your time. We'll see you later.